motivational speaker, motivational leader with insight and foresight for such a time as this. What brings you here? I understand you. Let's first talk about this particular segment that I really, really would like to hear about, and that's to do with your outsourcing, whichever outsource gold or you want to go platinum. You tell me.
So today I am so thankful for the invite, Franklin. Thank you to NDFD
And the Q95
and
boss. And Mr.
Q95,
Sheridan Gregwell, yes.
and of course to yourself for inviting me to allow me to have a small spotlight.
Yes.
We're talking about my business. My multiple businesses.
Business.
Buzz. So Outsource Development Studio Inc. is my consulting office.
When you say, what's the name again?
Outsource.
No, when I hear the word outsource, because of listening to Parliament, they say, okay, we have to outsource these resources.
Yes.
So are you the one the people come to, or are you the one who send people to or from you?
Both, actually. So when you think about outsourcing, think about business processing and systems and services and anything that your organization doesn't have the capacity to deal with internally. You can say, let's outsource it. So sometimes I can send the resources to or capacities to an organization, or I can go into an organization and sit in the organization as a capacity providing support. So sometimes I'm sending staff, or sometimes the company is sending to me processes that they want me to streamline, or they're sending to me work that they want me to do and manage on their behalf. So outsourcing can be both ways. The point is, it is any function, any system, any service, anything that is legal.
Yes. There's something in your business tailored to meet that need.
There is a capacity within outsource to basically, facilitate.
You mentioned this word 4 times. Explain to me, capacity means that you have the prerequisite to meet the needs, or do you have enough that you're able to tailor to specific needs of the clients?
I would say both. In some instances, companies may not necessarily have the human resource, so they may have a budget constraint, and they would need to maybe get a consultant to come in, and the consultant would facilitate. Or it could be that they may not necessarily have a subject matter expert. Maybe what the company is requiring support for is something that is unique, perhaps may not have been done before. And so the company does not have the staff members internally who has the know-how. And so they would come to an outsourcer like myself with connections with subject matter experts. It might be project management. Thank you, Mr. Technician. I think you can now see me in all my splendid glory.
You're in the spotlight.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the outsourcing of the subject matter experts would fall to outsource to handle that.
Okay, so somebody's listening now and they want to find out specifically when you say outsource. Does it mean that if you have a project coming on that they outsource it to you?
Yes.
And is there a limitation to the topics or the subjects or the areas that you can go into? Example. I want to leave an example. Show me. I need right now I need a typesetter. But because I've worked with you and the office, automatically I think of putting it through AI. Putting it to AI is that now I'm coming to you to outsource, right? So tell us, what are the areas that people can outsource? Is it agriculture, marketing, sales, finance, employers' needs, employees' needs? Give me the quick so people understand.
There are some specializations that we have within outsource development. So our areas of expertise include corporate training. We do a lot of project management, specifically development projects. So when we speak about development projects, it relates to anything that is adding value, building a structure, perhaps maybe doing training. It might be that you want to go into schools and erect, I don't know, water tanks. You might want to retrofit a community center. You might decide you want to do an environmental impact assessment. All of these would fall under the remit of outsource. We also do something called employee of record, and that is to facilitate companies who do not have a physical HR department or who does not have a physical presence in Dominica. So something like typesetting is a little bit less complex than, for example, if you wanted to, I don't know, recruit 1,000 farmers to, I don't know, cut cane for a distillery project, or if you wanted to build an international airport. If you need to build an international airport, there's so many skill sets that you require. Then you might need an outsourcer to facilitate the recruitment,
Yes.
So that is a little bit more involved. But like typesetting, someone say, oh, I can just run it through AI. But frankly, it might say, well, no, I want a subject matter expert, because the area that I would want a subject matter expert to have, attention to detail on, I don't know, the human experience, or someone who has experience, for example, in mental health, or someone who has experience in, I don't know, emotional, trauma. Like, you might decide you want a subject matter expert to add an additional, sort of eye to that content. And that's where we would facilitate. And if we don't have that resource or that capacity in-house, then we go through our database to facilitate our corporate partners.
Okay, so I have two minutes. 2 minutes. Okay, so here is what I call I'm going to cut out at any time, but listen to this.
The basic principles of outsourcing. With the advent of the internet and the emergence of various sourcing companies around the world, outsourcing has become more lucrative and appealing to businesses looking to cut down on expenses, improve production, and efficiency. Outsourcing is a business plan that many organizations adapt in order to employ resources outside the company itself. These external resources are hired to do specific functions to help the company increase its productivity, improve efficiency, and help bring in more business. But the main reason why companies outsource certain operations to outside parties is the ability to minimize production costs. Through outsourcing, some of the basic functions and processes normally handled by internal resources are delegated to third-party professionals who possess specialized skills and talents to do the job more efficiently. Product manufacturing, for instance, can be outsourced to a factory in China equipped with the latest equipment to produce top-quality products for less cost. In this scenario, you and your core employees can focus on other aspects of the business, while a team of professionals handle the more repetitive and labor-intensive part of the manufacturing process. The need to hire highly trained workers is diminished, and buying top-notch production equipment is effectively eliminated, not to mention the reduced labor and overhead expenses. Today's marketplace is very tough and very competitive. In order for your business to survive and prosper, you have to have the ability to cut down on expenses and enhance your production output. Nowadays, outsourcing has transcended virtually all sectors: airlines, insurance, banking, automotive, clothing, food processing, pharmaceuticals, telecommunications, and so on. And the country that has one of the largest manufacturing industries in the world is China.
Okay, we're going to come back to this. We're going to get back. So now you have a basic framework to understand. Should we move into your next capacity, or are you satisfied with an underlying statement regarding, once again, let's clarify, at outsource, your location?
So we are located at number 2 Old Street, and that is just behind Garuri Hotel. Closer to People's Park. So if you're walking towards People's Park, as you go past LG Roberts, the next building, we are in the middle and we are on the first floor.
Okay, so now I think we have really expunged all that we could about outsource. Let's jump. Before I do this, let me get the what is called ambiance music for the introduction.
Gosh.
Yeah, because you're not getting away today. You're going to tell us. We're going to expose all of your business. So good afternoon to DJ Shan for selecting this one for me. 4:30 in the afternoon time. I'm speaking there with NL. L. NYL. NYL.
Not New York City.
Not New York City, And okay, so that brings us to the next part. I use this song to introduce the Afro.
Thank you so much, Franklin.
Yes.
So I really want to say I big up to the listeners. I see some persons sending me messages that they're locked in. Leanne Packet, one of our outsourcers. She's a project manager by
Good afternoon,
profession.
Leanne.
And she's trained many project management professionals. And so thank you so much for listening, Leanne. And one of those persons always saying, I believe in you, go girl, and
Good
from the
girl.
sidelines. And she's locked in. So small businesses need, every opportunity that we get to have persons find out, discover, and learn about our businesses, it's a plus. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Franklin, for inviting me on.
You don't know
today.
how much you have empowered me. I'm thinking, when you were in the corner at River Street there, we had encounters there,
I
remember?
know, that was back in the
Back in
day.
the day, we were getting our feet wet and we were trying to, but now when I see you, I'm saying I know this success story because I was there from the beginning.
From the beginning,
You
in my tiny little office,
In
everybody in one room, in one sweatshop room.
And say, you pass in one door and come back to meet me in another door. But what I like is not only your persistency. One of the things I've learned in this new side of my life is consistency.
Yeah.
In your next product, consistency and variety.
Yeah.
I've observed when I was totally outsourced out of society a couple of years ago, I've always been thinking, your ideas and consistency is more important than your life.
Yeah.
People remember, this man was. You don't know the man that always have the bell.
Yeah.
And there's a man in Dominica who has a bell ringing, to check on Yahweh.
Yeah.
That is his power.
Yeah.
That is his, and that is his reach. In other words, he takes his solution to the problem.
To the problem, yeah.
For people, they take your problems to you for the solution.
Thank you.
Is that right? Okay, so let's move to the other ethnically. I might call it Wasin Dominica itself.
So, one of the subsidiaries of Outsource is Goal. Its part is another. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur, so this is another creative expression of my existence as an entrepreneur. And this Earth Goal is a boutique located at number 2 Old Street. Also, we provide art, culture, Afro-Caribbean fashion. And basically, it's a celebration of the motherland. I mean, we are originally African descent. And so a lot of our culture and the experience that we live as persons of African descent, is entangled with, a lot that comes from the motherland. And so Earth Goal is a celebration of everything beautiful that comes from the earth. Particularly in Dominica, we have a very strong culture of music and a very strong and budding culture of fashion. October in the Eastern Caribbean, the entire Caribbean, when it comes to our Creole wear and even in August when we do emancipation celebrations, I think we have really, had a journey where we have been trying to express our creativity, building up our culture, expressing ourselves. And so we have used fashion as an inroad to celebrate the motherland and to celebrate the culture of Dominica. And so we will be launching a Fashion Zouk event at the end of August as part, and of course Earth Goal is the host of this event, and it's an opportunity for us to we have to tell the story as many times so that the young and the old, they can connect. And so the freedom story will be told again through fashion and the journey of the Africans. Yes, the Caribbean people from the motherland, our journey through the transatlantic passage to here, Dominica, a free nation, a people free and expressing themselves through creativity. And so the freedom story, it's unbroken threads. There will be an expo and 4 days of what we call Fashion Zouk, a nice little meal. You can, if you want, a bouillon of fashion. So African and Caribbean.
I like that.
And so we have about 4 or 5 designers that have come together to put on this presentation.
Yeah, so bouillon is on fire, Rob Duet on fire. You mentioned something there, and my brain automatically transited to that, to hover over the Canvas City or the stadium.
Yes.
wouldn't it be nice that I know it's not possible. There's something called we had in Mr. Sheridan Gregoire and along with other folks, they had something called the trade show. Your mom could tell, your dad would tell you about it. The trade show was one of the most penetrative marketing idea to ever cross Dominica. I'm saying that because I want to make the nexus connects with you and your business, because of outsourcing. But we were outsourcing for handshakes and word of mouth. How is it? I'm going to jump into these two. How far do you foresee of gold going? And what gives you that confidence?
I mean, the vision for Earth Gold is that we would become a household name, firstly in the Caribbean, so not just in Dominica.
Known for what?
Known for art, culture, heritage, and treasures. And we this brand of clothing that is unique to our people. Yes, when you see the tribal markings, when you see the Creole influence, the Madras, when you see the white cottons, when you see the very bold African tribal designs and the colors and hues, all of these things are part of who we are as a people. And some of us, we have reconnected with that. I personally have reconnected with parts of my ancestry and my roots that I think it's taken me too long to get to that place of awareness. And so the vision for Earth Gold is that the people of African descent begin to appreciate, yes, what comes from Africa, we included. We are not reaching towards excellence. We were always excellence. And I think, and I know that when people walk into Earth Gold, we always get that sense when they come in and we say, welcome to Earth Gold. It's like they feel like, piece of the motherland. Yes. And you cannot, Dominica, you cannot have Dominica without the motherland influence, because for such a long time, yes, persons of African descent were brought into Dominica for reasons, we don't want to go there.
You don't want to go there.
That's a whole program. But the point is, we want persons to recognize our gold as something that is about heritage and culture and about, Black excellence, I would say.
Okay, yeah? I like that, yes. Yeah, but celebrating our heritage, with integrity.
With integrity.
But however...
With pride.
With pride, yes. Now, who in your demographic and in your algorithm are you finding that more already established people are into both your business and as that new target, the second business of gold, to all walks of life? And is it seasonal or is it continual?
So from the perspective, for Earth Gold, so you're asking me, I know my branding consultant is going to say, Nadasha, Franklin is asking you questions that are mixing things together, and I want you to.
Okay, I apologize. So let me stick with it.
No, but I will say I'm going to. My disclaimer is I'm speaking as an entrepreneur, a small island, entrepreneur who has had multiple businesses. When I started Outsource, I wanted to be the person that would be known for helping people to make business better. Initially, I started working with a lot of small businesses like myself, persons who are struggling with, putting their records together, getting their business plan, together, persons who are having challenges with the inventory, people, and as time grew, adopting new systems and new technology, applying AI, applying, the use of online transactions. Like literally, people can run a whole business across continents on WhatsApp, on Instagram, on different platforms. And so it's me being able to be that sort of connection between small businesses and their clients, and also larger businesses and their clients. Of course, with time, I have had more exposure and more experiences. I've been able to travel and work with the UN and work with
you have already?
Yes, the international organizations, banks, funding agency, USAID, and so that sort of experience now has really opened me up to a sort of a large
landscape of possibility
of types of customers. In terms of my target audience,
of your target audience, it's really expanded.
It has expanded over time, because I've been in business for a few years.
And let me just give you a plug here. No, it was about two years ago. Yes, you called me in for the commercial. I think you were moving or you were having a special at the Fortune Hotel. Since then, I need to let you know that the spark for me being highly creative in AI began in your office. You remember? Let me remind you. What is it? Precious?
Yes, Dr. Precious.
Not her. Not her. The other one.
So you have Dr. Favor and you have Dr. Favor. You try Favor. I think it's Precious, because Precious is no longer there.
Right. So it's Favor. Favor goes to church with me.
Okay.
I know it's her. We took the letter that you and I were writing for the commercial. Remember?
Yes.
And that was the first time I was actively exposed to AI. Since then, I caught the bug for productivity in your office.
So you always create. You always create, and then you run it through so that it can then enhance, or it can give you a different perspective or rebuttal.
And let me get to that.
Add context.
Let's continue with that. No, what you just said there is just succinct, because a lot of people are going to get left behind.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Facebook, I'm looking at YouTube, I'm looking at everything. You must be able to recognize the real from the counterfeit.
Yeah, and it's becoming increasingly difficult.
It's difficult. Now, I can give you a few techniques, maybe next week. Look for something that looks not right.
Yeah.
You see people hand going up, and so it's all AI generated, but it's so beautiful, so timely, so relevant, so topical. You might get absorbed in it.
Yeah.
What are the safeguards that you have in terms of releasing? Are you training people in your business that come with you, that go along with you to various places, to there? So you have your team, your core team. How do you keep a team with your one singular focus, your dream? How do you influence others to come and follow your dream with it, which they have not seen? Because you have multiple
continuous engagement. I mean, at the beginning of the year, we always start the year with a staff retreat. And at the end of the year, we always try to end the year strong, going out with a campaign that is set up to run into the new year.
Nice.
And it's about continuous engagement and sort of recognizing people and meeting them at where they're strong. Because really and truly, Franklin, what does your weakness do for me? I can't do nothing with your weakness. It's your strength that can accelerate me. It's your strength that brought me out of my office. Franklin called me and go run for Rosa, and I'm here. And now Leante is saying that she's listening, to me. Another person is connecting. Brent from Cask Comfort is saying, bigging me up. These are people that are hearing
right now
about my business.
Yes.
So it's your strength and your capacity. I said one of those is I have to make a real big hat as an advertisement. It's a big grown hat, and say I have capacity.
Like that. At least it's capacity.
But it's your strength.
It is your strength
that will add to me. And iron sharpens iron.
Thank you, Jesus. I was going to say that.
And so I always focus on the strengths of my people. I don't discount their weaknesses, but it's their strengths that I really try to understand and I zero in on, and that's what keeps my dream, connecting with the people within my organization.
Okay, you said something, and I'm going to come back because you just said something.
You better play your music because I'll be saying something.
Okay, so I'm still here. In case you're wondering, this is our middle of the donut song that we play. We wanted to grow on you for Thursday afternoon. It's very soft and pliable. That's my theme song. But Natasha Labad Liloy is right here with me, and she's talking about the multiplicity of businesses and how you too can move and move from the root to the fruit with multiple businesses through experience. And I have the right person, a real sound, solid, competent consultant here. So if they want the people would like to outsource you, tell us places and you may not want to call name, but I think they wouldn't get angry if you said, "Well, I've done work with Fortune, I've done." So give us a rundown.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh! I mean,
not for too long. I know you don't want to say.
I mean,
You're
I've
too
done.
humble. I know you're
I've
too
done.
humble.
I mean, I've done quite a bit of work. I mean, if I just focus on this year, we did a number of high level trainings with corporate partners. So we have persons like the NCCU and Bloombox, the international group of companies. So that's Auto Trade and Do It Centers, and these
Yes.
organizations are very focused on growing their people resources, making sure that persons are engaged and making sure that persons understand the corporate vision. I've done some work with NDFD, and the focus of many of those trainings have been providing coaching for middle managers, frontline managers, so that they understand the role of a manager, they understand what's expected of them, and then how to coach and to lead persons. Because let's be honest, people. I mean, I believe that there's no such thing as a bad staff, but oftentimes when I meet managers, they're saying, we have some demon staff, and I always tell them, well, if you believe you have demon staff, guess what? If you fire them, there are like 25 more demons waiting to, know. So the concept is, when you meet persons and they're underperforming, you have the opportunity to coach them up, to provide them with some specific resources to coach them up. And if you cannot coach them up, then the next thing would be to do is to coach them on or out of the organization. Because let's be honest, there's some persons who have not been very successful at their current or past organizations, but they go to another organization and they're like the best thing that ever has happened to that organization. So you might not always be the right, you might not always be everything to everyone. But these type of programs, Coaching for Success, is about providing capacity. So these are just some examples, and I just got a big up from Cora. I'm a Wesley High School girl, so can I just use this program to say big up to all the WHS Wesley High School girls striving for the best, for excellence. And by the way, it's our 100-year anniversary.
I'm into that.
So if you are listening and you're a Wesley High School girl, September the 11th, we're having karaoke. Please join us. Come have some fun. It's a fundraiser, not fun, fundraiser.
Oh, a fun.
So bring your best voice, bring your crew, and come on out.
I did it my way.
Franklin, you will have to invite you, man.
Regrets. I have a few. It's 4:48 in the afternoon time on a Thursday. This is a song I'll be playing, especially for Natasha. Let me even behind her back. Let me just tell you that I've known her parents. I know her family for a very long time. However, when she emerged on the market and contacted me, I was like, this little child knows something I don't know. No. I'm in the house on River Street, and I saw you and your staff said to me, she's in there, but I have to call her first. And then I came into your office. I seen the River Street in the corner there, and we had our spiritual encounter there too. Yeah. But after this, we've done the book. Yeah. The one who could. What's the title of the book? The launching of the book. Your book.
Gabby and the Little Good Girl.
Now this is where I was again. Now, if you think this lady has nothing to do,
but you outing me today, man.
Yes, I'm outing you because you deserve it after all. Because I think the people who know about your business know about your business. But I would like to give you the veranda position. In other words, I want to give you a front row seat because I believe in what you do. I've interfaced with you before, and I'm okay. So my next question, which is the one I broke from the transition.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I am in the process of completing my first out of 7 novels, 7 books I have. Shadow of Things to Come, Authenticity. I have Awakening and Unfolding. I have The Substance of Being. Wow. I've learned that the substance of sometimes you see. No, you can relax because you work. You work before.
Hard work, yeah.
You see, the substance of being. When we are here now, the substance of we just be ourselves. That's our struggle. That's our triumph. However, I'm writing a book. I'm outsourcing. I have it's out there. Before you leave, I'll show it to you. 2 huge books. Yeah. I was going through a manic depression, which is bipolar. And I purposefully used the energy and transit that energy into writing this book in 28 days. It's all about side. I'm bipolar, schizophrenia, jokes, love potions, whatever. That book is written with how my brain thinks. So don't expect to get a whole chapter. Continue on page 31. That's how my brain works.
Okay. Yeah.
Continue on page 31.
31.
In the meantime, here's something about if you neglect your wife or girlfriend during the day, don't expect to be happy tonight. The romance starts in the morning.
Yeah.
The simple little things like that. Or Jeffrey asked me, Franklin, when you get bipolar, what do you go crazy? I say yes, but not crazy how you think to kill people. Your brain begins to work fast. Did I talk to Natasha? Why? Did I ask the right questions? Are people listening? Do they think that I'm questioning properly? Is somebody judging me? Oh, by the way, after I have my clothes for tomorrow, my food, yes. Wow. Look at that. And then Natasha did that. I must remember to tell us, not precious. It's the other young that's will hold me to church. You need to get it done. How do I move with this creative, fast, racing mind of mine? That's why I come to you whenever I come by you. To bring me down. Remember the program we will do something we put together?
Yeah.
Because in your presence there's calm. You seem to know what you're doing. So where do I go from here to the Thursday at 4:51 in the afternoon in Dominica? What do I do with my manuscript? I'm coming to help for outsource for writing a book. It's a personal.
The first thing that jumps out at me right now is to first get to the point where you can make a decision. I know that there are managers, supervisors, executives who will have persons like yourself, Franklin, whose minds are prolific, that never stops working, that is never at rest. And I think one of the things that we need to be able to do is to harness those energies rather than try to trap those energies and say to those persons, well, you are not normal like us. Yesterday I was having a back and forth with my daughter, and she said to me, you're like all the others. You just like them. And I said, well, really, like right now in this moment, I kind of feel like them because I don't understand where you're coming from. And I said, yes, I actually feel like them because I don't understand. And so I think I know that there are persons who in managerial, in leadership positions, who will have persons that are like you, are prolific. And my always recommend, allow them the space sometimes that they need to, because you need that time, you need that space, because you're consuming.
Yes.
Because you're creating, but you're not creating the way society sometimes recognizes it as creativity. So sometimes we need to give it a space so that you can process, and then when you come away with the output, you're like, wow. So my recommendation to you is to make a decision. And that can be the hardest thing for you.
No, it could be. Okay, let's do it now. We have it about 10 minutes. Okay. Franklin Peter Moses, I'm told to come to outsource. These are my man. I actually have them out there. Help me step by step to publishing it and having the hard copy on my desk in 2 weeks. Do I have to come to, what's her name again? Not Precious.
So I would say to you, Franklin, 2 weeks I would say to you, first thing, 2 weeks is too ambitious.
No. Let me rephrase. I intend for the official release of my book, Bipolar Mania, Understanding Bipolar, Mania and Hypomania, Understanding It. It will be out in October, because October is Mental Health Month.
Yeah.
So we're trying to release it at least in in August, somewhere in August, September. Get reviews from people like you.
So Franklin, for you to have that book out
for October,
that book should be sitting in somebody's hand, going through reviews, and you would need to have decided who are the printers, what company is going to do the typesetting and all of that.
That's taken care of already. Okay, it's been done in the States.
So it should be in somebody's hand editing, so that all the edits, by the time you're ready to send it, because it's not going to be printed.
It doesn't have too many edits already because it's self-publishing. On Amazon, self-publishing.
Yes, but even if you're self-publishing, Franklin, if I know you want to put out something that you can say, yes, that's It
is, but I want references from the Ministry of Health, from medical personnel who've dealt with me, from readers. Because
so all of that will take time for those references to materialize.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying.
It's still very good,
We are almost at the end of August, so that's why I'm saying to you, decisions are very important. Decisions as to what exactly are all of the things that I need to do. I need to get references.
No,
I
no, no,
want
no,
it
no,
to
no,
be
not yet, not
edited.
yet, not yet.
I want it to be this.
Not yet.
I don't know what the
Oh,
you know what
okay,
the decisions are.
before you get
so me,
there.
I'm just giving you the lists
Go ahead.
from my perspective,
Go ahead.
but you will be the one to say that these are all the things that needs to be done, and then to make decisions about who, when, what,
Where and why.
Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree.
To be honest, Franklin, sometimes we get lost in the translation of things, but
Me.
the most important
That
thing
is
a
me.
person can do
That's
is
me.
make one decision
Oh,
at
man.
a time.
And
When you make that decision and you execute, so then you can move on to the next.
you know the irony of it? What you're saying to me is what I say to other people, and I don't apply it to myself. Because the way my no, there's a difference between, I have to explain to people what the taught us at rehab. On your shoulders is your head.
Yeah.
In your head is your brain.
Yeah.
With your brain, you think. That's where your mind. So in
Yeah.
your brain is your mind. With
Yes.
your mind, you think. The
yeah.
brain will do whatever you tell it to do. But
Yeah.
it's your mind,
Mind.
be transformed by the
Renewing.
renewing of the mind.
Yeah.
So as I begin to step into this new dimension, everybody in the world, including this morning and afternoon, people saying, there's some with my book, they say, you're still writing? I cannot wait to read your book.
Yeah.
Both a male and a female.
Yes, but of course, Franklin.
How do you help me with procrastination?
So is forcing you to be accountable to taking the action, because once you make the decision, then you need to take the action. And it's those little consistent steps that you have to take, even if you don't feel like it, because we'll have this powerful conversation. And then at 12 o'clock, I'll send you a message and say, Franklin, it's time to write. And you might not feel like writing because you might be all snuggled up. You might, and then tomorrow morning you might expect to feel like writing, but you might not feel like writing. But then you're going to have to commit to writing, or commit to reaching out, or commit to making the call. You have to do those steps. My husband recently had a conversation with me, and he said, baby, one of the most important things that I did to cause something to materialize is to make a decision. He said, that's the best thing that I did. I decided that I was going to spend time. And he said, thank you, because you allowed me the space to now take the actions. Sometimes our partners decide that they're going to do certain things. So they decide that they're going to do a little side hustle to earn more money to commit to their family. And then they start to take the actions. But then they might spend a little extra time on the phone. They might spend a little extra time late at work. They might have a cute customer to, and you feel like a ping in your heart. Oh shit, man.
Yes.
And then you start to make a little problem because you don't have time for me. They are committing and taking the little steps based on the decision that they have made. So I would just say to you, get out of your way, of your own way. And make sure that you can take those little steps and commit. And let me tell you, I'm not sitting here as someone who never procrastinates. Of course, I have my times when I do procrastinate, but what I consistently do, after I've given myself grace, I continue to sometimes when you feel that pressure or that disappointment, you hold it inside. Me, I don't hold it inside.
Yes.
I take it and I put it behind me. Do you know why I put it behind me? Because I use it to push me forward.
Yes.
But if you keep it behind me, you're checking like, oh, I'm so disappointed in myself. I didn't make it. I didn't do what I said I was going to do. And you feel so bad about it. And then you keep in that rut. No, you take it out from inside and you put it behind you. And you said, okay, that's gone. Let's go. Yes. What are you doing today, Nanasha? Put on your red lipstick, put on your purple lipstick. Yeah. You're going to call Franklin. You're going to go here. You're going to do this. You're going to go that. You're going to hustle. You're going to walk the streets. You're going to make it happen. Make the call. Even if they tell you no, you're going to send the email, send it again. Call. Make it happen. That's when I take the pressure from inside and I put it behind me and I use it basically as my leverage. Yeah. So that's what I'd say to you. Make that decision. And after you make that decision, get out of your way and do those little steps. Yeah.
Boy, I got a training this afternoon. I'm on book. Stay ready, that. I got to show you something.
addiction. Miles Montana.
You better believe it. So this is at 5:01. I'm just going through, and I'm going to pass on the mini manuscript because outsource. Your job begins right here.
Oh my gosh!
It's called addiction. What is addiction? Addiction is a compulsive behavior that leads to reliance on substances or activities distracting from spiritual growth and devotion. Example: substances, bad habits. In the Christian life, the Bible encourages us to seek freedom from harmful dependencies and promoting life led by the Spirit rather than by the flesh, fostering spiritual health and communication. 1 Corinthians 6:12, Galatians 5:19-21, to give you some work to do. But interestingly, the best part of it goes like this. It goes like this. Before we begin to dive into the hallways of addiction, allow me to let you see through the windows of my mind activities daily 24/7, of a racing mind under productive control and restraint, to relax your mind before it explodes with the transfer of my brainwave activities before, during, and after any manic or hypomanic episode experienced by me, Franklin Peter Moses. Later on in the few chapters, I will chronicle the actual events signaling intuition, insight, creativity overflow, sadness, loneliness, hopelessness, grief, hurt, regret, fear, uncertainty, cocaine addiction, porn addiction, compulsive risky behavior, disorder, bipolar disorderly, general depression, sexual abuse at the age of 7, verbal and other childhood trauma, a failed marriage due to mental conditions, strained relationship with my children and grandchildren, co-workers, relationships in general, seems alone with my racing for I'm seeing aloneness, since aloneness with my racing thoughts and thoughts relegating my secretary of information, always keeping circumnavigating my thoughts until I get the answer to whatever is puzzling me. The intriguing mind often lead me to an endless loop of thoughts. To compound these other mental unraveling mysteries is that my mind never goes to sleep. It never rests.
Never rests. I know a few years ago, Franklin, you had said that to me, and I'm one of the persons. I'm one person. I have, and I don't know how I developed this. Maybe this is, I don't know, from how I was socialized, my parents' influence of a strong mother, parents who were into entrepreneurship. I do have the ability to compartmentalize. So no matter what's happening in my world, I go home. It is very few times that I have not been able to go home and like disconnect and fall asleep. Literally, when I hit the pillow, within 2 seconds. So if my husband is telling me something, you better believe he will get a response. But the response will be something like,
yeah.
And so when you said that to me, it was so it was timely. It was like, what?
Yep.
I could not I don't know how I would cope with a mind that was constantly. But then I do have people who are very analytical. We think we sometimes we have our different ways we describe it as overthinking. People who are preoccupied, people who they suffer from insomnia. The point is their brain activity doesn't have it
doesn't have a limit,
like a stop and start. Like for us, if I want to stop thinking about something, I just close the fanning cabinet.
Yeah.
I literally just close the fanning cabinet.
When you do that, I have a photograph memory. You say close the cabinet. I saw you closing the cabinet. When I read, the words literally come alive and they jump off the page. So if I read my scripture, when I go to Ecclesiastes, not all of Psalms or Proverbs or Ecclesiastes belongs to you.
I agree.
You have to take that which is applicable, because not all bandage have the same, not all bobo have the same bandage. So we're coming to the end. I have a surprise for you. I don't want this show to end, but
I suspect that's Franklin.
Okay, this is for you. excellent participation on this our bi-weekly small business empowerment program titled Nature Island Small Business Buzz. Today, at this moment, you and your business enterprise deserves an enthusiastic NDFD and Q95 national standing ovation. That's all for you. That's all for you. That's all for you.
love it. I love it. I love it. And I am so thank you to Q95
Yes.
and NDFD.
Yeah, so we're going to take a break right now. We'll be seeing you again next week. Donald will be on Tuesday. I'll be on Thursday. Natasha, you've been a great guest. I've learned so much, and you're not going to escape your first project.
I'm seeing that. I that's a setup, man. But you know what, Franklin, I embrace this opportunity, and I know that there's some listeners that are going to say, Natasha, to where's Franklin book? I want to read that book. I know they're going to start calling you. So Franklin,
please, all about you. Hold me responsible. Okay, Nat, call Nat and tell the.
How many pages?
490. You know why? Look at all of these. Both of them are failed. No, you know what was happening? I was going through a mania. I decided to channel this here, and I let one or two people here, and the research was just positive. So once again, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
I look forward to talking. You know what? Closer to your events, like next
Fashion
week,
Zouk.
Fashion Zouk. Let's say it again. So recap your business.
Fashion Zouk. Yes. Okay. Outsource Development, Outsource Development Studio Inc. and Earth Gold. Earth Gold will be hosting an upcoming event. Franklin said that we can talk about that soon. But that Fashion Zouk, Dominic, is happening on the 27th to the 30th. It's a 4-day at Fashion Freedom Culture event. Come and hear the freedom story reimagined. It's a free event, but please let us know you're coming. Find the Fashion Zouk Facebook page or Earth Gold Facebook page, or just call us on 225-8606.
You heard it right. 225-8606.
Thank you. Franklin.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Okay. Love always. So hopefully I'll meet you again at the same junction on Thursday. Until then, lunchtime news tomorrow. Matt Peltier will be on to some breaking news and some development stories that are necessary for the advancement of our social information platform. Until 5-7 in the afternoon time at the big station, we're happy to have you. Q95. They will lead with information. Well, in fact, if you headed on Q, it has to be true. I have one coming in before I leave. Hello, good afternoon. Yes. Talk to me. Okay, we got to go now. Thank you very much. God bless. See you again tomorrow at lunchtime. Franklin Peter Moses wishing you a very pleasant evening.